And I'm gonna start like Steven tonight. Hello, 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 and welcome to American in Yerevan. And tonight we have a very special episode and very, very unusual one tonight. I'm gonna introduce my new and cool co-host, Rafi Petrosyan. Woo! Hello, hello. And it's not only that. We have a really, really pretty, sweet, interesting, and outgoing guest tonight, Ani Carla Calafian. Hello, good evening, good evening. How do you feel tonight in our studio?
Great. It's very zen here with the rocks.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, and I get to sit on this nice fancy couch. It's great.
Cool. And can you please, Ani, tell in 2 words about what is that energy thing that you're doing?
2 words.
No pressure, just 2 words.
No, before we speak about that in larger
So basically, we all have pretty good intuition on energy. It's whether or not how we use it, right? But due to circumstances, sometimes we need a cleansing for, to be relaxed, to produce, to be focused. And what I do is I help clear someone's energy and help balance their energy and help their body heal themselves. So it's actually not just me. I'm being used as a tool to help.
It's a partnership between you and the other person, is that?
You know what? It's more so I can tap into the cosmic energy and it gets passed through me to the person. And it kind of like a battery, kind of just gets it going.
Very cool.
Oh, that's
going.
cool. It helps to save a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you can heal yourself with your own energy.
100%. 100%.
That's a cool thing. Hey, I'd like to mention that Steven Oxner, we still miss you. We still remember you. And I'd like to let know our listeners that Steven is going to be back, but we're not going to tell you when. But for now, Rafi and I are going to do our best to provide you with our good mood, interesting information, great guests, and of course, good energy. Right now, we're going to go for a music break and we're going to listen to Heart, Mind, and Soul by El DeBarge. Stay tuned.
Curtis Mayfield?
We are back in our studio listening to Curtis Mayfield. Yeah, just a little bit of love. Yeah.
Love Curtis.
Just a little bit of love to make it right. And I think love is one of the strongest energies in the universe. And I think we're going to discuss this later on tonight. But first of all, Rafi, I have a question to ask you. How do you feel tonight?
It's a mixture. It's a good mix
Sitting on my place.
It's a good mix of a little bit of nervousness and very excited to be filling in over here for Steven.
And I think,
he's got his little fan group, and so don't worry, he'll be back. I'm just stepping in while he's gone.
Oh, I'm sure you'll have your own fans as well.
But I'm very lucky that for my first episode that we have Ani here, Ani Carla.
Oh, thanks.
Ani and I have been friends for quite a while now, a little over a year, almost 2 years now. And do you remember how it is that we met?
We met. Well, I met your voice before I met you, and I always knew you had a radio voice, because when I was interning at Bars Media. I would be doing the last proofread of a TV show that you were doing a voiceover for.
That's right, yeah.
And so when I heard your voice for the first time, I was like, wait, I know this guy. Do I know him? Do I not know him? How come I know him? And then we met at Lastiver on a camping trip.
And I was probably speaking to someone in the distance, and you're like, I think I know that person, without ever actually meeting in person.
Yeah. So it's interesting, and it was a great trip.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
It was a wonderful trip.
So tell us, what are you doing here in Armenia? What made you decide to come?
You know what? To be honest,
are you Armenian?
I'm Armenian.
Oh, yeah. The first question.
I'm Armenian. I grew up in California, mainly San Francisco area, and I actually have like a background in broadcasting, event coordinating, and such,
Oh,
and
very
I
nice.
got into
Cool.
PR and all kinds of stuff. But energy healing and natural healing and kind of mystic curiosity I've always had, and so it's a very weird story because I can't really tell you how I got here. Armenia was just calling me, so I came.
It was
Call
part of
it blood,
Yeah.
right?
And that cosmic energy that you were talking about, huh? It was just transferring you, calling you over to the motherland.
Exactly. You know what? I was receiving these signs about Armenia, and I was always interested in ancient history, and the subjects I was into led me back to Armenia in some weird way. And then everything else I was doing was starting to make me feel like I shouldn't be doing it. I felt blocked, you know, so I took it as a sign. Hey, if something's blocked, I probably should be doing something that is calling me rather than trying
To fight
To
it,
force. Yeah.
exactly. So I just kind of surrendered. I came to Armenia to volunteer for 4 months, and it's like almost 2 years later, and I'm still here. Yeah.
And you're stuck here now forever.
I mean,
In a good way.
in a good way.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually, I want to be back and forth and tell more people about how wonderful it is in Armenia at this point in time. It's a very interesting time to be here.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, recently we had the last, if I'm not mistaken, like 5 or 6 guests from different from diaspora or exchange students or like Peace Corps volunteers,
Yeah.
and we had kind of like a series of episodes where people were sharing how great it is the whole idea of repatriation, and we decided to do it more frequently, like to have guests who have these stories about how they came back to their motherland and decided to stay here. And so can I ask you about your first impression?
Of Armenia?
Yes.
I came in 2002 actually for the first time on a family vacation, and I loved it. I had a lot of very interesting spiritual experiences that kind of connected or tied the knot to Armenia tighter. And so I knew what to expect, but I didn't at the same time. But best water I've ever had in the world, best fruit, best vegetables. And so
Chorovat.
I'm vegetarian, so potato, chorovat, or
no
like
chash.
no chash for
Too
me.
bad.
But you know what? There is a lot of vegetarian options here, and everything's delicious. Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah. But my first impression, it's a very interesting question. I mean, I definitely came when I was much younger and more on vacation mode.
So you were doing more tourist kind of stuff then?
Touristy stuff for sure. But my first impression while volunteering here was a different story because that was 13 years later I come and I'm in a place that's developing, that's growing. It's cool, you know. There's like music shows all the time, concerts, wine bars. I love wine, and the wine in Armenia is amazing.
So it wasn't like the Soviet time expectation thing. It's
Yeah, you have a lot of Soviet influence still, but it's like
Yeah.
post-Soviet. But some Soviet stuff is actually kind of cool. That I think it's underrated, but a lot of things, you know, as an Amerikatsi, of course, our first impression of Soviet
Retro
is like,
stuff.
but
I had no idea
Yeah.
how cosmopolitan Yerevan would be. You know, I did no research before coming over. I thought everyone was just going to be a bunch of old grandpas and grandmas wearing thick wool sweaters and riding donkeys.
Playing
You know,
Thank
like it's
you.
such a horrible
Yeah.
image. I'm sorry, but that's what I thought it was going to be like. And then I came over and I was blown away. It's a great
Yeah.
city to live in.
It's like, you know, when I was an exchange student in the United States for a year, they were asking me all kinds of really funny questions at school about like,
Yeah.
do you go to school by camels? Do you like,
oh
do you,
wow,
or this one, do you wear leaves instead of clothes?
Leaves.
Haha.
Yeah.
Like Adam
like-
and Eve, kind of.
And one of the girls told me, do you know what ketchup is?
You're like, yeah, we put it on pizza. They're like, ew.
Yeah, right.
But no, it's a walkable city, Yerevan. It's easy to live in a metropolitan sense, as you say. Like public transportation is very, very easy. Yeah.
And I think we're gonna speak more on what is all the wonderful things that Yerevan has, and more about your profession.
Yes.
But now we're gonna have a music break, and we're gonna listen to Stevie Wonder, "You're the Sunshine of My Life." Please call 560901 and ask all the interesting questions to our dear guest, Annie Carla.
Ayo, ayo.
And we are back in our studio on 103.0 Radio Van with our evening English speaking show, American in Yerevan, on air every Wednesday and Friday from 9 to 11 p.m. And tonight we are here with my co-host, Rafi Petrosyan.
Yes, and the lovely Ina MK.
Thank you. And of course tonight we have a guest, Annie Carla, which, during our music breaks, we have such interesting conversations.
Some rich conversations.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I wish we could just copy paste them on
Yeah.
there. But I think we will try to repeat some of the stuff because it's interesting, and I think a lot of people should know about all these things because this is really important for a healthy living, a healthy spirit, and to have a healthy energy around you. So, Annie,
Yes.
you've been here for 2 years already?
About 2 years, yes.
Yeah.
Time flies.
So tell us now, what are you up to professionally?
What am
are
I
you
up
doing
to?
here?
I work at the American University of Armenia in the PR communications department and other freelance PR type of work. But my main passion and hobby, I guess, it's turned into my life is my Reiki practice. So I'm a Reiki practitioner and do pranic healing as well. And
Tell us exactly what is Reiki healing?
Reiki, it's a Japanese word. It means like energy, spirit, kind of. You know, chi in Chinese, they talk about the chi.
Yes.
Ki is chi, it's just ki and chi.
Yeah.
So we all have this abundant energy, right? And there's life happens, and sometimes things get blocked. We become stressed out.
When you say blocked, what gets blocked? Is it these energy flows that you're talking about?
Yeah, so basically, we have 7 main energy points inside of the body. There's more, there's infinite, but we focus on the 7 main ones. They're called chakras.
Oh, cool. Could you please show to our listeners, because they are also watching us live on air right now?
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
your camera is right
No
there.
way!
Yeah.
It's big. Oh, where? I'm
So-
like totally sitting on this
You're
couch.
giving a good show.
I had no idea.
Can you
Okay.
show like maybe where the chakras are
Yeah, yeah,
located
yeah.
on the
So-
body?
Yeah, so go ahead.
Let me get comfortable.
Just a second. Just a second. I'm gonna do
This
this.
is so great. I had no idea I was on camera.
Because we're doing a live broadcasting,
This is
and a lot of
great.
people are watching us on our website as well, and also listening to us on our applications, which we have Radio Bond, so you can download and listen to it wherever and whenever you want. Yes, and so just in 1 second,
Okay.
I'm gonna do this right now. Here we go. We're connecting. We're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay,
So,
so
there are 7 main chakra points, and they're just wheels of energy, wheels of light, and they flow together. So the first one is located at the base of your spine. It's called the root chakra, and it's associated with the color red and the note do. You know,
Do, re, mi. Yes,
Yes!
that one? Okay.
sing it again.
I'm not going to.
do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
So there are 7, and the 7 is a very important number in terms of mystic connectedness. So yes, you have the red root chakra, base of the spine. It's connected to the soles of your feet, so it's what grounds you, keeps you to the ground. And basically, we start here, especially you were talking about earlier, Ina. You are practicing a root chakra meditation by visualizing yourself as a tree.
Yeah, this is really important. I think the visualization is really important. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, if you want to get grounded and you feel like your head is up in the air and you just want like a minute to yourself, because this world can be hectic and you just need to focus, you just sit. You visualize yourself as a tree and your roots are sprouting underneath your feet and harnessing very, very connected into the ground. And all of a sudden you feel heavier, you feel gravity more, and you're like, yes, I know I'm an earth being, and so on. Next chakra up is the sacral chakra. It's associated with the color orange. And it's connected to actually your... sexual organs, so all the sexual energy is located there, and it also has to do with trust and how you view relationships, and interesting kind of insecurities live there. So it's important to keep it cleansed, mentally, physically, and emotionally, for various reasons. And then you move up to...
I think Rafi likes it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Lots of mental images. All right.
You move up to the solar plexus chakra, and it's located above the belly button. And basically, the sun energy is received through there. So if you think about energy and how it processes when you eat food, and then it gets in your digestive system and it's working over here, you're actually working with your solar plexus chakra.
And
Is
I
that
have a
you're...
question.
Okay, yeah, go
Yes.
ahead, Ina.
Thank you, Rafi. I also know that it's really important, like to speak with the water or to say nice things to the water.
Yes, we'll
To
get
talk
into
with
that.
your water?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also like because you give a good energy to the water, and then when you drink it, you think good. You're thinking
Yes.
about all the good things.
But
and
aren't
then
people going to just think you're crazy if
No.
you're sitting there at a table
Well,
and
if-
you're just talking to your water?
Well, you know what?
don't do that when you're around.
When okay, only when other people are not around.
Your body is made over 70% water. So you are actually mostly water. So
Right.
when you are leveling the energy of the water you're intaking, you're leveling the rest of the energy in your body. And they've done all these tests where people are basically talking smack to one bottle of water and then saying nice, happy things to another bottle of water. What they'll do is they'll test that water, turn them
the
into
structure
crystals.
is changed. Yeah, I
Yes.
know that.
And then the water where you're talking smack to looks like chaos, and the water where you're saying nice things to is very symmetrical. They look like
Beautiful, yeah.
snowflakes.
Really?
So you have
But
to
what
think.
language? I mean, do they understand what we're saying, or is it just like the feeling of the words that we're using?
If you want to get more,
Because maybe my
into
water
it,
doesn't know English, you know?
There's a lovely documentary by Dr. Emoto.
Which we're gonna share.
Yay! Yes.
When we have a music break. I'm sorry. I
Perfect.
hate to interrupt you guys because, but I have to.
Yes.
Music breaks and advertisements. We cannot survive without them. Do not forget to call 560-901. We're here still till 11 on 103.0. And we're back in our studio on 103.0. And we are on air with our show American in Yerevan, and I think we just had a caller, and call back, and we have a guest, Annie Carla, a wonderful personality, a really interesting lady, and very, very, very wise. She has a lot of advice to give to all of us tonight. So could you please finish up with a chakra story so
Yeah,
we can move on with our interesting questions?
I got to 3 chakras, and I understand it's going to take more time to finish. But if anyone's interested, I'm having a workshop June 26th as part of the Heart Talk Festival. Find Heart Talk Festival on Facebook and register for my workshop. It's free and it's very informative. I go through a lot of details about energy healing and how to tips to heal themselves.
I heard about Heart Talk Festival, HARTAK,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
And I think we have a caller right now.
Oh.
Hello, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking
me.
for?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Keep
Maybe
going.
they're shy.
Yeah, maybe they're teasing us.
But yeah, so the way Reiki works is I'm basically using my hands as a tool for helping balance the chakras on the body. And, you know, the energy will flow where it needs to flow, basically. Being the cosmic energy around, I allow it to flow through me to the person I'm working on. And sometimes by the time the energy travels through the body, it could take an hour, it could take a week. Everybody's different. And, you know, what does it do? As I was talking to Rafi about this earlier, things can come up after a session. It's about an hour. Someone could remember something, have a strange dream. They can cry uncontrollably for an hour, not understand why. They can even catch a cold because their body's detoxing things.
Wow.
So it's really important. But one thing I focus on is before any Reiki session, I always do a pranic cleanse. I do a chakra cleanse or a cleanse first, and then I wait a week and then start Reiki. Because when you cleanse negative energy that doesn't need to be there, you're allowing more room for positive energy. It's like shedding skin, shedding layers.
This
Like
is it a physical
recycle bin.
cleanse?
Like a
It's-
recycling.
It's like recycling, yeah. Well, basically, I kind of can see energy as well. So I'm not only using a traditional technique, but I'm using my intuition to where I can literally see something coming out of you, and I can properly throw it away, and it'll never.
Into the recycling
Yeah.
bin, like you're saying.
Yeah, into salt, actually, salt water.
Oh, really?
Salt kills. Yeah, so when we talk about energy, it's like, do you ever walk in a room and there's somebody that you don't know, but you have like some strange like feeling about them, and
Yeah, uncomfortable.
yeah,
Or a connection instantly.
or a
Well,
connection
that
is the
happens
opposite.
to me a lot. Like I
Yeah.
feel the negative energy from different people. So is there a way to block this feeling?
Yeah, well, I should make a statement before I talk about that. Is this person might not necessarily be a bad person. They just have bad negative energy stuck in their aura for any reason. And so we are able to understand that just by looking at them sometimes. We don't understand why we know. But yes, there are ways to block. It's concentrating on the self. It's a lot of meditation, a lot of waking meditation, controlling your thoughts, not allowing people to grab your energy, and setting boundaries with people. Because there are people that in the healing circle that we like to call energy vampires. Somebody comes over, you know them, and all of a sudden after they leave you feel exhausted. You're
Right,
like, you don't know
right.
why. They don't mean to.
Even just sitting there listening to them talk or something, right?
Yeah.
Or just having a conversation.
Exactly. And you know, they may not even mean to, and sometimes elderly people have that kind of energy vampireness, but it's important to be calm when these people are around, because you have to be aware, like, hey, this person requires a lot more energy, and like, let's say you agree to hang out, set the time and leave when it's time, because you don't want to be drained.
Right. And then if you do get drained, is there anything you can do to kind of increase your energy or bring it back?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I always suggest meditation, getting in a zone, in a comfortable place, and breathing techniques are really, really great. There's pranic healing techniques. Anyone can go on YouTube, type in pranic healing, and safely try to mimic what you see, and it helps you balance the oxygen flow through your nostrils, because one nostril is always working and the other one's, it's like switches off. So when you balance the breathing
Yeah, I know.
by
I've done that in
Yeah.
yoga.
Yeah,
When I
yoga.
was pregnant.
Yes, yoga's really great too, and you can learn a lot from yoga, especially if you know about the energy points you're working with and you're practicing yoga. It's like double time, because your consciousness is expanded just a little bit more.
Well, I have a question. It's
Yeah.
like, well, recently this yoga stuff is so popular and so, modern, and, people just go there just to practice or stretch or kind of like an exercise thing. So is this energy healing? Oh, we have a caller.
Yay!
Hello, hello.
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 Finally. Good evening. How are you doing?
Thank you. And how are you?
We're fine. We're fine. What is your name?
My name is Lily.
Hello, Lily.
Hello, Lily.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Were you listening to our episode tonight?
Yep, and I want to welcome Rafi, an American in Yerevan.
Oh, thank you very much.
I wish you a good luck here,
Thank you, thank you.
and I want to tell that you have a really pleasant voice.
Nice.
Cool. The first compliment.
My
on
first
air.
compliment. Yes, thank you. I'm turning red. You can't see it on the radio, maybe, but I'm turning red.
Some people can.
Okay, I guess you can with the cameras.
And I know that you have a guest there.
Yes, Annie.
Yerevan. Yeah,
Hello.
Annie, hello.
Hi.
I have a question for you, if it's possible.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is there a way we can block negative energy?
Yes. Yes, there are a few techniques besides meditation as well, because it's very difficult for people to just get into it. Did we lose?
Uh-oh.
We lost
Are
her,
you-
but I hope she's
Well, okay,
listening.
if you're
to us.
That's some
listening,
negative energy
If
right
you're
there.
listening,
Some negative
actually-
energy interrupted us.
Yeah. Obsidian stone is an extremely powerful stone. It's native to Armenia. It's the black stone. Sometimes
Yes,
it
I've
comes
seen
in
it.
other colors. Yes.
They
In
also
Armenian,
say
what do they? Satan's
Satan's
thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it Satana Yarung for
Yeah.
a reason. It's because when they were digging up excavations, they would find arrow tips made out of obsidian. So the fact that it was sharp and it was killing people, that's why they called it
Satan's
Satana.
nail.
Yeah, but it's a great stone to work with. It's great for the root chakra. You put obsidian in the corners of your house. You put the intent that it's protecting you, and you just visualize a bubble of protection over you. And you can even carry the obsidian around for a while if you feel comfortable enough, and then just keep that energy with you every day, and just visualize a bubble of energy. So like the intent and manifesting protection it becomes from within, but when you connect to things like stones and energy from stones, it works even more.
I hate to interrupt you. This is really interesting, but we need to have a break, and
Sure.
then we'll come back about all the information on the energies and Satani Yarung.
Wer.
And we're back after a little break, speaking about energy and even practicing some exercises. And if you want to know more about all the energy healing, you can go to Ani's workshop, which is
June 26th for the Heart Talk
For the
Festival.
Heart Talk Festival.
And I
then-
actually have a Facebook page. You just go on Facebook, type in Energy Healing Armenia, and you'll find my page. I share
And
articles, videos,
we'll
original
also share your
photos.
page on our American
Yay,
Yerevan
thank
page.
you.
So anyone who wants to find all the details, they can go and visit our page and find them.
Perfect.
And by the way, we have a surprise tonight for our next caller. It is one invitation for two persons to Moscow Cinema. Yeah, they anyone who calls us has the has the tickets.
And so, what is it, like an open ticket? You can watch
Yeah,
whatever
it's
film you want?
whatever
and-
film they want,
Ooh.
except the films in Armenian. So
the
go ahead and
Armenian
call.
films?
In Ruski.
Yeah, so go ahead and call us for 560901. And you were, Ani, you were telling about the obsidian, yeah?
Yeah, so Armenia is full of so many amazing stones that I use in Reiki as well. Actually, when the person has done a few sessions with me and I feel like they are ready to receive more energy for boosting their inner energy for their own body to heal, I use the stones. And if anyone wants to book a session, they can go on that Facebook page, Energy Healing Armenia, and they could just go ahead and message me to book. But I was talking with Rafi, and Armenia is actually a really ancient place where energy healing was a destination for thousands of years.
Our Stonehenge.
Stonehenge in the caves. Exactly. So there's so many stories. You can even go to Matanadaran and see all the books about all these
Really?
natural healing techniques and what herb does what as medicine. And it's a really interesting place to be. And yeah.
Yeah, I have a question here.
Sure.
Well, which is really, really important for Armenia and Armenians. I think we have a lot in our history. Throughout history, we had a lot of sad moments, and I think that history and our cultural places also keep this energy as well. So,
Yes.
and in a lot of people's blood or genes or whatever, or even in the eyes, the
Yeah.
Armenian eyes,
I-
we can see this kind of sadness. Well,
I-
is there
I
a
could-
way
yes.
that we can get
So-
rid of this?
Would
maybe
cleanse the entire nation,
yeah,
kind of?
Well,
like,
it
Yeah,
all starts with the
this is-
self because
this is really
we're all
important.
connected through our genes, DNA, and all information is stored in DNA. So everything that your ancestors went through, your parents went through, whatever happened in the past life is all stored in the DNA. So like my grandmother escaped genocide, right?
Yeah.
So that pain was inside of me because of I adopt her genes. It's in my DNA. So it's very, very, very important for people to cleanse their energy, to think a positive direction, and cleanse the land along with it. That way they don't pass it on to
Yeah.
the children, because Armenians have a lot of tragedy in our culture.
But it's time to move on.
It's
I
time to
think.
cleanse and move on and honor and appreciate and build.
Now,
Remembering, but moving on.
Of course.
Two things.
talked a
that
lot about,
be
like-
at the same time. Yeah.
we talked a
Go
lot
ahead.
about like cleansing with this energy, but is there can these this manipulation of energy be used for some other type of therapy? Like, for instance, I'm thinking if someone wanted to quit smoking or something like that, could they have an appointment with you and you can work out with them about how to try to change behavior?
I'm learning how to do past life regression in terms of hypnosis, but I heard and I've seen a lot of experience with people that do hypnosis helps quit smoking. But yeah, Reiki helps because things will come up after a session and you'll realize the source of the need and the addiction and where the addiction lives, and why you like it. So
reason.
yeah, you do a lot of psychology on yourself in that sense. And one cool thing actually helps quit smoking is cinnamon sticks. Actually, cinnamon
What a tasty
is
solution.
a tasty solution. It's a really, really good energetic and just healing properties overall.
So,
But
yeah.
chewing on the stick and just kind of
Biting the nails.
biting the nail. Yeah, it's a really good tool to help quit smoking. But you know what? It all has to do with the intent of the individual. When they're focused completely on themselves, and they don't want to be unhealthy. And healthiness
Yeah, good
comes from
points.
within, and then it expands to the without.
So can we say that you're helping people to get to know their own selves?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
to find the reasons and get
Yes.
rid of them. So to focus, find.
Yeah, I constantly try to explain it this way. I can't take credit for any of it. If somebody's healing themselves, they're healing themselves. I'm just providing tools if needed.
Yeah,
And
nobody
they can
can-
come to me when they're ready. They have to be ready to do it. And I usually, before the first session, I tell them to go on a strict vegan diet for 7 days before. If they can't commit to that, then I don't want to work with them, because they have to be committed to wanting to heal themselves.
Oh, so it's also about strength of taming yourself. Kind
Yes.
Of. Yeah.
Yeah, and getting toxins out of their body, of course.
I mean, that
Yes.
takes quite a bit of dedication to just give up your normal eating habits and go completely vegan.
Yeah, vegan, no caffeine.
Well, if
no
they want
smoking,
change,
no alcohol.
if they want change, they first have to change themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a really well, not a personal question, but a question that is important for me.
Uh-huh.
For instance, well, how can you control the waste of your energy? Because there is a lot of times that I feel that I've wasted my energy for
You know what?
things that weren't that important.
It's fine. You have to realize that energy is abundant, it's infinite, and it's always going to flow. It's always around you. So there is no wasted energy. Everything happens for a reason. You just accept it, you let it go, and you move on. You have to be a little tough on yourself.
Okay, so if I feel like I don't know, a squeezed lemon, I just go and sleep.
I mean, like, look, you can. There is an exercise we can do now. if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Talk us
Yeah,
through
yeah.
it.
Let's
What can
do
we
it.
do?
Okay,
Yeah.
how much time do we
Just
have
describe.
before the next?
Mary, how much time do we have?
Just so I know.
We have
We have
plenty.
time.
Go
We have
ahead.
time. All right,
Okay.
let's do it.
So this is what we're gonna do. You rub your hands together for as
Our
hard and
listeners,
fast as you can.
you guys can hear.
Can you hear the
that we
rubbing?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot of calluses
Yeah.
on my hands.
You see people doing Tai Chi in the park?
Uh-huh.
They're harnessing an
Ooh,
energy
team up.
ball. It's hot, right?
Yeah.
You feel it? Now you press it, press it, press it, press it, press it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then what you want to do is create a invisible but not really invisible ball between your hands. So
Do you usually do this with your eyes closed?
you
or-
can do with the clothes open, whatever you feel comfortable with. I always take a very comfortable approach when it comes to my healing and with people. So look, you're going to slowly release.
Really
slowly
comfortable
release.
And this ball is expanding, right, in
It's
my hand.
expanding. So just focus on the middle. Focus. Just if you don't see it, it's okay. But envision a ball of light in between your hands. If you do see it, cool.
I feel like warmth a little.
You feel magnet, right?
I see the microphone.
So what you want to do is you want to create a ball between your hands, and you can push and pull very lightly. If you
There you
feel
go.
any magnetic energy in between,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do.
yes. So if you want to get rid of negative energy, you throw all the negative energy
On
into
negative
this ball.
people.
No, you don't want to do that ever.
joking.
It's okay. You throw it into the ball, and then you watch and you feel it burn away, and you just let it go. It's burned. It's gone out. Or you could do another thing with this ball.
There you go.
If you have pain on your body, or somewhere that needs healing, you take this ball and you put the good intentions into it. This is ball for healing, and it's for a positive direction. And you could place it on the place that has pain, and then just keep your hands there, and it'll revive. And that's kind of
It's
how
like
Reiki works.
It's like with the cats, right? The cat, when they say when you have some place that hurts, you put a cat on it.
Or like sometimes the cat knows where to go already.
Yeah.
And we do it all the time. Okay, if a child falls down and hurts themselves, what's the first thing you do? You put your hand.
My dad used to do this. He would rub his hands together, heat
Yes.
it up really hot, and then just put it on like my knee, wherever it is I fell down and got hurt.
He was
you know?
doing Reiki.
You know, there is another
Yeah.
thing that like the dogs, they lick their wounds.
Yes.
Lick their wounds.
They
right?
do.
They said, I had a person who said if people weren't shy to do that, they would they would also heal
Yeah.
themselves.
Flexible enough as well, you know.
By the way, people, I don't do that, so don't expect it. Just to be clear.
Okay, never mind.
But yeah, like if a woman is going through that time of the month where everything hurts in the lower chakras, what do we usually do? When a girl is on the period and it
Rafi
hurts,
doesn't
we put
know.
our hands there, because it's warm and it helps with the pain. So we do little things like that without even realizing.
Right.
But I see that in everything you well, not everything, but most of the time it's very important. The visualization
Of
is
course.
really important. So it's like you have to picture it. You have to put all your
Yeah,
like
intentions.
imagination, let's say.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
that works out.
It starts with the thoughts. The thought becomes a word. The word becomes the action. So if you can start it from the source, you can really constantly keep positive. People are saying, "Oh, how do you stay positive all the time?" Like, it's a practice. It takes work. You
You
just
make
have
it
to
look
do
easy. Ever since I've known you, you're always very positive.
And
It's
hey,
not. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's a constant practice.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I just thought? That I thought of a perfect place for you to practice your energy healing and because you spoke about rocks and which is connected to mountains and the nature and
Yes.
stuff. So have you ever been to Mosaic Sky Restaurant?
Oh yes, I always bring people from out of town there because it's so
Oh,
beautiful.
great.
Yes.
They have this wonderful view from on the left Mountain Ararat and on the Aragat, and on the right Mountain Ararat, and they have also now this place is located for people who haven't been there yet. For people who don't know, this place is located on 17th floor of Elite Plaza on 15th Forenazzi Street. And now they have already their summer season opened, and they have their Sky Bar on the 18th floor, which has a lot of like.
And that's an open air bar up
yeah,
there,
that's
right?
an open air bar with wonderful view as well.
I love the nightlife in Yerevan.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
always
Yeah.
so
Especially the
exciting.
hot summer nights being up there.
They
Yeah.
have a lot of parties there going on there during summer, especially, and it's really cool. You can enjoy, sip on your cocktail and enjoy nice music. And for people who love slow dance music,
Ooh.
right now I recommend to go there on the 10th and 11th of June, starting from 8. There will be a DJ Hidden and DJ Berezovsky playing their music there. So you can visit this place and enjoy a nice evening and have
Sounds
a
romantic.
nice...
Yeah. What
Yeah.
time did you say that started?
It starts at 8.
8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Nice.
and so this is a nice option for an evening.
Sounds like a good date.
pastime. Yeah. So everybody, we recommend.
I heard
To
there was
go
something
there.
else going on that night too. Maybe earlier in the night. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes, on the 10th, but we can do that after
All
our
right, when we come
music
back.
break. Okay, right now we're gonna listen to "Scars on Broadway" by 3005, and and we're gonna come back with more information on energy with Annie Carla and Rafi Petrosyan. Ayo, apruma mi Yerevan.
Vamos.
All of us live in Yerevan. And some of us are Americans. Some of us are Yerevan livers.
Some of us
American
are
Armenian.
American
Worlds.
Armenians, Armenian Armenians. But we all have all our interesting stories to tell about our experiences abroad, living abroad. And so now, since Rafi was asking me about
Friday.
June 10th.
yeah, June 10th. I would like to share about this really quickly. June 10th at 6 o'clock in the evening at Dalan Cafe at Art Gallery.
On
There
Abovian Street.
on Abovian Street.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
So cool.
There will be an exhibition of really interesting artworks by painter Alexander Makarchan, who is my dad. He paints works. He paints about Yerevan. His paintings are about Yerevan and about the pieces of most famous and favorite places that some of them are vanished already from our
Wow.
city,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So it's kind of like a
I'm so looking forward to seeing that.
nostalgia
Mhm.
about for Yerevan.
And he's got a very unique style from the pictures that I've seen. It's very textual.
Yeah.
The kind of
He has
images
his-
that he's creating.
He has created his own relief
Artist therapy.
technique. Yeah.
Natural therapy.
And so, yeah, go ahead and heal yourself with some positive energy and enjoy the paintings. And the exhibition is going to last from the 10th of June till 17th. So I invite both of you guys.
Yes.
I hope you
I'll be there.
have
Yeah,
time
we'll
to
be there.
visit
Yerevan
there.
has so much energy, and I can understand why he was inspired to paint it. I mean, just how walkable everything is, like architecturally, how
I
it's
totally
set up.
agree.
But I'm not a religious person per se. I'm actually kind of really into the ancient kind of pagan, interesting stuff. Anyways, besides that, I feel like though the strongest energy I've felt in Yerevan is at Zoravor.
Where's that-
Zoravor
where's that
Church.
again?
Zoravor Church.
By
It's
the
really
way-
old.
By the way, my dad has a painting which is called Zoravor. And
Wow.
he has pictured it
I can't
in one
wait
of
to
the
see
paintings.
it.
Yeah, so
It's
go
a
ahead
very
and
unique place.
So the opening, once again, it's on 10th of June at 6 o'clock. We wait all of you at Dalan Art Gallery located on Abovian Street.
Yeah, we'll see you guys there.
See you guys there. And Ani, it's
Yes.
been such an interesting evening. And again, it happens every time. It happened with Steven. It happened now with you, Rafi. Time flew by so fast. We have like few more minutes to go. And I want to thank you for being here. I hope you felt comfortable here in our studio.
Thank you for having me and letting
And
me sit on this really nice
I
couch.
hope that this is not the last time because we have so many questions. Like we had plenty of stuff to ask you about
Yeah.
your own life, about what you do, and we didn't cover even the half of it, right?
Right. We
But-
came up with a list of questions that we wanted to talk to about
And none of it
Yeah,
with
I know.
Ani, and we touched on like 2 of them.
Yeah, we were gonna ask you about your true love that you met here, you
Ooh.
know.
Hi, Sarkis.
but maybe
If you're
next
Sarkis.
time.
listening.
Hi, Sarkis.
Hi, babe.
Okay, is there anything you would like to add, or maybe you have questions for us tonight?
Well, I would love to thank you for inviting me to be here. It's really, really great.
How was the energy here?
It's really exciting and fresh. I
Does
love
it have a color, the energy that we have in this room?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of red anyway going on.
Yeah, there
It's a
is.
hot room. It's a hot room. But no, it's very positive. It's lighthearted. It's fun, and I know your listeners are having a good time because I had a good time.
Nice.
Is there something you would recommend to people who are who want to start
Yeah.
this energy
Yeah.
investigation
Take it
of
easy.
their own self?
Yeah, they should take it easy. Seek within, and it's okay to take time by themselves sometimes without anything, without any technology. Once in a while,
Yeah,
That seems so hard to do
that's
nowadays.
hard,
I know.
and that's such a
but
problem.
we have to.
And of course, contact Ani Carla. You can find her page on Facebook, and also we're gonna share it on our page,
Yes.
American Yerevan. Thanks for being with us tonight. We're gonna have good episode about. I'm not gonna tell you about what.
It's a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise.
Oh, and pay
so do not
attention to
miss-
your dreams, people. Write them down. You'd be surprised what they will tell you.
Oh, sometimes I have terrible dreams.
It's okay.
And that's the next episode.
As the
Yeah.
next-
Okay, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
This was American in Yerevan
Yeah,
with
thank you, Ani.
Rafi Petrosyan
And Ina MK.
and Ani Carla.
Good night, all.
Good night.